Hi, it's me again. I'll be reading I'll be reading some more from this Bible. Exodus chapter 30. Plans for the incense altar. Then make a small altar out of acacia wood for burning incense. It must be 18 inches square and 3 feet high, with horns at the at the corners carved from the same piece of wood as the altar. Overlay the top sides and horns of the altar with pure gold, and run a gold molding around the around the entire altar. Beneath the molding, on opposite sides of the altar, attached two gold rings to support the carrying poles. The poles are to be made of acacia wood and overlaid with gold. Place the incense altar just outside the inner curtain, opposite the altar's cover, the place of atonement that rests on the ark of the covenant. I will meet with you there every morning when Aaron trims the lamps. He must he must burn fragrant incense on the altar, and each evening when he tends to the lamps, he must again burn incense in the Lord's presence. This must be done from generation to generation. Do not offer any unholy incense on this altar, or any burnt offerings, grain offerings, or drink offerings. Once a year, Aaron must purify the altar by placing on its horns the blood from the offering made for the atonement of sin. Okay, Store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For this is once a year, Aaron must purify the altar by placing on its horns the blood from the offering made for the atonement of sin. This will be a regular annual event from generation to generation, for this is the Lord's supremely holy altar, money for the tabernacle. And the Lord said to Moses, whenever you take a census of the people of Israel, it each man who is counted must pay a ransom for himself to the Lord. Then there will be no plagues among the people as you count them. His payment to the Lord will be 1/5 of an ounce of silver. All who have reached the 20th birthday must give this offering to the Lord. When this offering is given to the Lord to make atonement for yourselves, the, the rich must not give more, and the poor must not give less. Use this money for the care of the tabernacle. It will bring you the Israelites to the Lord's attention, and it will make atonement for your lives. For your lives. Plans for the wash basin. And the Lord said to Moses, make a large bronze wash basin with a bronze pedestal. Put it between the tabernacle and the altar. on the altar, and fill it with water. Aaron and his sons will wash their hands and feet there before they go into the tabernacle to appear before the Lord, and before they approach the altar to burn offerings to the Lord. They must always wash before ministering in these ways, or they will die. This is a permanent law for Aaron and his descendants to be kept from generation to generation. The anointing oil. Then the Lord said to Moses, collect choice spices, 12 1/2 pounds of pure myrrh, 6 1/4 pounds each, of cinnamon and a sweet cane, 12 1/2 pounds of CASSIA, and 1 gallon of olive oil. Blend these ingredients into a holy anointing oil. Use the second oil to anoint the tabernacle, the ark of the covenant, the table, and all its utensils, the lampstand, and all its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offerings with all its utensils, and the large wash basin with its pedestal. Sanctify them to to to, to make to make them entirely holy. After this, whatever touches them will become holy. Use this oil also to anoint Aaron and his sons, sacrificing them so they can minister before me as priests, and say to the people of Israel, this this will always be my holy anointing oil. It must never be poured on the body of an ordinary person, and you must never make any of it for yourselves. It is holy, and you must and you must and you and you must never make any of it for yourselves. It is holy, and you must treat it as holy. Anyone who plants scented oil like it, or puts any of it on someone who is not a priest, will be cut off from the community. The incense. These were the Lord's instructions to Moses concerning the incense. Gather sweet spices, raisin droplets, myrrh scent, GAL, BANUM, and pure frankincense. Weighing out the same amounts of each, using the usual techniques of the incense maker, refine it to produce a pure and holy incense. Beat some of it very fine, and put some of it in front of the ark of the covenant, where I will meet with you in the tabernacle. This incense is most holy. Never make this incense for yourselves. It is reserved for the Lord, and you must treat it as holy. Those who make it for their own enjoyment will be cut off from the community. Chapter Exodus chapter 31. Craftsmen. BEZAL ALEL and OHOLIAB. The Lord also said to Moses, I have I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, grandson of Hur, of the tribe of Judea. I have filled him with the Spirit of God, giving him great wisdom, intelligence, and skill in all kinds of crafts. He is able to create beautiful objects from gold, silver, and bronze. He is skilled in cutting and setting gemstones and in carving wood. Yes, he is a master at every craft. And I have appointed Oholiab, son of Ahisamaach of the tribe of Dan, to be his assistant. Moreover, I have given special skill to all the naturally to all the talented craftsmen, so they can make all the things I have instructed you to make: the tabernacle itself, the ark of the covenant, the ark's cover, the place of atonement, all the furnishings of the tabernacle, the table and all its utensils, the gold lampstand with all its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offerings with all its utensils, the wash basin and its pedestal, the beautifully stitched holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments for his sons to wear as they minister as priests, the anointing oil and the special incense for the holy place. They must follow exactly all the instructions I have given you. Instructions for the Sabbath. The Lord then gave these further instructions to Moses. Tell the people of Israel to keep my Sabbath day, for the Sabbath is a sign of the covenant between me and you forever. It helps you to remember that I am the Lord who makes you holy. Yes, keep the Sabbath day, for it is holy. Anyone who desecrates it must die. Anyone who walks on that day will be cut off from the community. Work 6 days only, but the seventh day must be a day of total rest. I repeat, because the Lord considers it a holy day. Anyone who works on the Sabbath must be put to death. The people of Israel must keep the Sabbath day forever. It is a permanent sign of my covenant with them. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, but he rested on the seventh day and was refreshed. Then, as the Lord finished speaking with Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant written by the finger of God. Exodus chapter 32. The calf of gold. When Moses failed to come back down the mountain right away, the people went to Aaron. Look, they said, make us some gods who can lead us. This man Moses, who brought us here from Egypt, has disappeared. We don't know what has happened to him. So Aaron said, tell your wives and sons and daughters to take off the gold earrings, and then bring them to me. All the people obeyed Aaron and brought him the gold earrings and brought him the gold earrings. Then Aaron took the took the gold, melted it down, and molded and tooled it into the shape of a calf. The people exclaimed, "O Israel, these are the gods who brought you out of Egypt." Out of Egypt. When Aaron saw how excited the people were about it, he built an altar in front of the calf and announced, "Tomorrow there will be a festival to the Lord." So the people got up early the next morning to sacrifice burnt offerings and peace offerings. After this, they celebrated with feasting and drinking and indulged themselves in pagan revelry. Then the Lord told Moses, "Quick, go down the mountain. The the people you brought from Egypt had defiled themselves. They have they have already turned from the way I commanded them to live. They have made an idol shaped like a calf, and they have worshipped and sacrificed to it. They are saying, 'These are your gods, O Israel, who who brought you out of Egypt.' Then the Lord said, 'I have seen how stubborn and rebellious these people are. These people are. Now leave me alone so my anger can blaze against them and destroy them all. Then I will make you, Moses, into a great nation instead of them. Instead of them. But Moses pleaded with the Lord his God not to do it. "O Lord," he exclaimed, why are you so angry with your own people whom you brought from the land of Egypt with such great power and mighty acts? The Egyptians will say, God tricked them into coming to the mountain so he could kill them and wipe them from the face of the earth. Turn away from your fierce anger. Change your mind about this terrible disaster you are planning against your people. Remember your covenant with your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You swore by your own staff, I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars of heaven. Yes, I will give them all of this land that I have promised to your descendants, and they will possess it forever." So the Lord withdrew his threat and didn't bring against his people the disaster he had threatened. Then Moses turned and went down the mountain. He held in his hands the two stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. They were inscribed on both sides, front and back. These stone tablets were God's work. The words on them were written by God Himself. When Joshua heard the noise of the people shouting below them, he exclaimed to Moses, "It sounds as if there is a war in the camp." But Moses replied, "No, it's neither a cry of victory nor a cry of defeat. It is the sound of a celebration." When they came near the camp, Moses saw the calf and the dancing. In terrible anger, he threw the stone tablets to the ground, smashing them. At the foot of the mountain, he took the calf they had made and melted it in the fire. And when the metal had cooled, he ground it into powder and mixed it with water. Then he made the people drink it. After that, he turned to Aaron. What did what did the people do to you? He demanded. How did they ever make you bring such terrible sin upon them? Don't get upset, Sir, Aaron replied. You yourself know these people and what a wicked bunch they are. They said to me, make us some gods to lead us, for something has happened to this man Moses who led us out of Egypt. So I told them, bring me your gold earrings. When they brought them to me, I threw them into the fire, and out came this calf. When Moses saw that Aaron had let the people get completely out of control, and much to the amusement of the enemies, he stood at the entrance to the camp and shouted, all of you who are on the Lord's side, come over here and join me. And all the Levites came. He told them, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Strap on your swords. Go back and forth from one end of the camp to the other, killing even your brothers, friends, and neighbors. The Levites obeyed Moses, and about 3,000 people died that day. Then Moses told the Levites, today you have been ordained for the service of the Lord, for you obeyed him even though it meant killing your own sons and brothers. Because of this, he will now give you a great blessing. A great blessing. Moses intercedes for Israel. The next day Moses said to the people, You have committed a terrible sin, but I will return to the Lord on the mountain. Perhaps I will be able to obtain forgiveness for you. Life then, life now, milk and honey. If you don't keep your milk in the refrigerator, it quickly goes sour. Because there were no refrigerators in Bible times, people often let the milk curdle and turn into a food similar to yogurt. They got their milk from cows, sheep, goats, and camels. Honey was a real treat and came from wild bees. So Moses returned to the Lord and said, alas, these people have committed a terrible sin. They have made gods of gold for themselves, but now please forgive their sin, and if not, then blot me out of the record you are keeping. The Lord replied to Moses, I will, I will blot out whoever has sinned against me. Now, now go, lead the people to the place I told you about. Look, my angel will lead the way before you. For when I call the people to account, I will certainly punish them for their sins. For their sins. And the Lord sent a great plague upon the people because they had worshipped the calf Aaron had made. Exodus chapter 33. The Lord said to Moses, "Now that you have brought these people out of Egypt, lead them to the land I solemnly promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I told them long ago that I would give this land to their descendants, and I would send an angel before you to drive out the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Theirs is a land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not. But I will not travel along with you, for you are a stubborn, unruly people. If I did, I would be tempted to destroy you along the way. Along the way. When the people heard these stern words, they went into mourning and refused to wear the jewelry and ornaments. For the Lord had told Moses to tell them, you are an unruly, stubborn people. If I were there among you, for even a moment, I would destroy you. Remove your jewelry and ornaments until I decide what to do with you. So from the time they left Mount Sinai, the Israelites wore no more jewelry. It was Moses' custom to set up the tent known as the tent of meeting far outside the camp. Everyone who wanted to consult with the Lord would go there. Whenever Moses went out to the tent of meeting, all the people would get up and stand in their tent entrances. They would all watch Moses until he disappeared inside. As he went into the tent, a pillar of cloud would come down and hover at the entrance while the Lord spoke with Moses. Then all the people would stand and bow low at their tent entrances. Inside the tent of meeting, the Lord would speak to Moses face to face, as a man speaks to his friend. Afterward, Moses would return to the camp, but the young man who assisted him, Joshua, son of Nun, stayed behind in the tent of meeting. Moses sees the Lord's glory. Moses said to the Lord, "You have been telling me, take these, take these take these people up to the promised land, but you haven't told me whom you will send with me. You call me by name and tell me I have found favor with you. Please, if this is really so, show me your intentions, so I will understand you more fully and do exactly what you want me to do. Besides, don't forget that this nation is your very own people, And the Lord replied, I will. I will personally go with you, Moses. I will give you rest. Every, everything will be fine for you. Then Moses said, if you don't go with us personally, don't let us, don't let us move a step from this place. If you don't go with us, how will anyone ever know that your people and I have found favor with you? How else will they know we are? We are special and distinct from from, from, from from all other people on the earth. On the earth. Does God ever get angry at us? I am the Lord. I am I am the Lord, the merciful and gracious God. I am slow to anger and rich in unfailing love and faithfulness. From Exodus chapter 34, verse 6. And the Lord replied to Moses, I will indeed do what you have asked, for you have found favor with me, and you are my friend. Then Moses had one more request. Please let me see your glorious presence. He said, the Lord replied, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will call out my name, the Lord, to you. I will show kindness to anyone I choose, and I will show mercy to anyone I choose. But you may but you may not look directly at my face, for 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 no one may see me and live. The Lord continued, stand here on this rock beside me. As my glorious presence passes by, I will put you in the cleft of the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed. Then I will remove my hand, and you will see me from behind, but my face will not be seen. Exodus chapter 34. A new copy of the covenant. The Lord told Moses, prepare 2 stone tablets like the first ones. I will write on them the same words that were on the tablets you smashed. Be ready in the morning to come up Mount Sinai, to come up Mount Sinai, and present yourself to me there on the top of the mountain. No no one else may come with you. In fact, no one is allowed anywhere on the mountain. Do not even let the flocks or herds graze near the mountain. So Moses cut two, two tablets of stone like the first ones. Early in the morning, he climbed Mount Sinai as the Lord had told him, carrying the 2 stone tablets in his hands. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and called out his own name, the Lord, as Moses stood there in his presence. He passed in front of Moses and said, I am the Lord, the merciful and gracious God. I am slow to anger and rich in unfailing love and faithfulness. I show this unfailing love to many thousands by forgiving every kind of sin and rebellion. Even so, I do not Even so, I do not leave sin unpunished, but I punish the children for the sins of the parents to the third and fourth generations. Moses immediately fell to the ground and worshipped. And he said, if it is true that I have found favor in your sight, O Lord, then please go with us. Yes, this is an unruly and stubborn people. But please pardon our iniquity and our sins. Accept us as your own special possession. The Lord replied, all right, this is the covenant I am going to make with you. I will perform wonders that have never been been done before anywhere in all the earth or in any nation, and all the people around you will see the power of the Lord, the awesome power I will display through you. Your responsibility is to obey all the commands I am giving you today. Then I will surely drive out all those who stand in your way, the Amorites, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Be very careful never to make treaties with the people in the land where you are going. If you do, you soon will be following their evil ways. Instead, you must break down. Instead, you must break down their pagan altar, smash the scales pillars they worship, and cut down their carved images. You must worship no other gods, but only the Lord, for He is a God who is passionate about His relationship with you. Do not make treaties of any kind with the people living in the land. They are spiritual prostitutes committing adultery against me by sacrificing to their gods. If you make peace with them, they will invite you to go with them to worship their gods, and you are likely to do it, and you will accept their daughters who worship other gods as wives for your sons. Then they will cause your sons to commit adultery against me by worshiping other gods. You must make no gods for yourselves at all. Be sure to celebrate the festival of unleavened bread for 7 days, just as I instructed you at the appointed time each year in early spring. For that was when you left Egypt. Every firstborn male belongs to me of both cattle and sheep. A firstborn, a first, a firstborn male donkey may be redeemed from the Lord by presenting a lamb in its place. But if you decide not to make the exchange, you must kill the donkey by breaking its neck. However, you must redeem every firstborn son. No one is allowed to to appear before me without a gift. 6 days are set aside for work, but on the Sabbath day you must rest, even during the seasons of plowing and harvest. And you must remember to celebrate the festival of harvest with the first crop of the wheat harvest, and celebrate the festival of the final harvest at the end of the harvest season. Three three times each year, all the men of Israel must appear before the sovereign Lord, the God of Israel. No one will attack and conquer your land when you go to appear before the Lord your God. No one will attack and conquer your land when you go to appear before the Lord your God those 3 times each year. I will drive out the nations that stand in your way and will enlarge your boundaries. You must not offer bread made with yeast as a sacrifice to me, and none of the meat of the Passover lamb may be kept over until the following morning. You must bring the best of the first of each year's crop to the house of the Lord your God. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. And the Lord said to Moses, write down all these instructions, for they represent the terms of my covenant with you and with Israel. Moses was up on the mountain with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. And all that time he neither ate nor drank. At that time he wrote the terms of the covenant, the Ten Commandments on the stone tablets. When Moses came down the mountain carrying the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, he wasn't aware that his face glowed because he had spoken to the Lord face to face. And when Aaron and the people of Israel saw the radiance on Moses' face, they were afraid to come near him. But Moses called to them and asked Aaron and the community leaders to come over and talk with him. Then all the people came, and Moses gave them the instructions the Lord had given him on Mount Sinai. When Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil over his face. But whenever he went into the tent of meeting to speak with the Lord, he removed the veil until he came out again. Then he would give the people whatever instructions the Lord had given him, and the people would see his face aglow. Afterward, he would put the veil on again until he returned to speak with the Lord. Okay, that's all for now. Bye-bye. Hmm?